My name is Larry and I've been a licensed contractor for over 2 decades. Today we're looking at tips and tricks with tools to make you better and more confident. Have you ever tried to remove a screw that's been there for years or decades and no matter what you do it's just too tight and will not turn? Try this trick. Take a trusty hammer, put your screwdriver in, and you're going to give it a little bit of a whack. That movement might be enough to break the screw free so it'll turn again and you can take it out. Okay, say you have a project and you want to make sure it's perfectly perpendicular 90-degree angle. Say you're assembling a deck or attaching anything to the house. What you do is you use the 3-4-5 method. You measure 3 measurements in one direction. So here we'll do inches. In the second direction, you're going to go 4. And then when you connect the 2 dots, you want to get a measurement of 5. If it measures 5, it is perpendicular 90 degrees. The real secret to this is it works in any increments. 3 centimeters, 3 inches, 3 feet, 3 yards. So that can really expand and you can check really large areas. When you're working with electrical, often you need to cut the electrical screws. Say you're installing a light fixture or a switch plate cover or something like that. Sometimes these screws are too long. The most common size is 6/32 to 8/32. Look at your wire strippers. There's small little circles here. I've worked with handymen before that don't even know what these circles are for. They are cutters for your electrical screws. Simply find the right size, screw it in to the exact desired length, and you're simply going to snap that in half. And your electrical screw is cut right in half to the desired length. Now, if you look at deck screws or any kind of long wood screws, that part near the head has no threads on it. That's so it can continue to bite deep and bind 2 materials together. It works great. The problem is, if you installed it by mistake or need to reposition it, sometimes it's hard to remove it because it just won't have enough material to get it out. So what you want to do is take needle nose pliers, see if you can get it underneath, and you're going to start to use it as leverage to help that screw pry out. Hopefully by now you have one of these multi-purpose screwdrivers in your toolkit. They work great because they have interchangeable parts and bits and they have 2 different sizes. Did you know it's not a 4-in-1 device, it's actually a 6-in-1. If you take the bit out completely, there's actually nut drivers in there. There's 2 different sizes. The 2 different sizes are 1/4 of an inch and 5/16 of an inch. It'll save you a lot of time and aggravation. Okay, so you have to install a screw, but you can't find your bit anywhere. In a pinch, this will work. Take that multi-purpose screwdriver, which I hope you already own, pull the whole assembly out, find out the bit that you want, and you're going to actually use that bit for your new driver. Okay, now with that bit secured, you're actually going to use that for your screwdriver. Do remember, it's only a temporary fix, so after you're done, return it to the multi-use screwdriver so you don't lose the bit. Your trusty level, do you know it needs a checkup from time to time just to make sure that it is indeed level and the bubble is working and not got damaged if you've dropped it too often? Place it on any unlevel surface. This could be possibly your workbench, a back patio, or your sidewalk, or in this case, your driveway. Take some kind of shims, place it on the low side. Okay, with the bubble level right in the middle, you know you're perfectly level. It doesn't matter how much you had to shim as long as you can get the level perfectly level. Now, step 2, take your level and just flip it right over. Place it in the exact same spot, the opposite direction. Now check your level. If the bubble is still right in the middle, your level is true and can be trusted. Okay, so you're screwing in an eyelet. These are very handy, can be used for a lot of applications. At some point, it'll just get stuck and you won't be able to turn it any further. What if you simply take an everyday screwdriver, insert it through the opening, and that's going to give you the leverage you need to continue to turn that in nice and tight. There you go. Say you have a driven nail. Now this one's for demonstration purposes only, but say it was in a finished floor or you had a nice surface that you're trying to protect, but you need to pull that out and reposition it. If you use a traditional method with a hammer, it's for sure going to mark and damage the surface. Check this tip out. Take any flat edge that you have. It could be a putty knife, it could be a drywall knife. Place that under your nail for protection. It'll protect the hammer and the finished surface and pry that nail right out. Hey, I hope you found some of these tool tips and tricks helpful and useful. If you have, let me know in the comments down below. Hey, I bet you can do it yourself.